So you're saying it's a small miracle that you're with us. Not on this show, just like alive. Welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. I'm Old Man Vin in beautiful downtown Athens, Georgia, switching the bits, driving our nightmare train, and joined every week by the man in the middle. Hi, Jordan. Swang. Up and on
Jordan Svench.
Shire land. And the
Mr.
one
Frodo.
person allowed to wear yellow lettering on his shirt on the show this week. That is one Pedro Mateus. You know him, you love him, together with you, Shed Realm Dynamic, helping us form. Cocaine. Voltron, he is here to save the day. I got some good news from the cable company.
Is it actual good news or is it cable company good news?
Actual good news. All right, this is the more unbelievable part. Not the, we need your left index toe.
Yeah, it's like, and I'm like, good news, we've increased your bill.
No, that's only every 6 months. We're like, do I get more service? And you hear him laughing in the background, they hang up on you. No, they are rolling out in this area a thing. This is something everybody can look forward to. If you're on Spectrum, they're rolling out a thing called High Split, which is going to add more symmetrical upload to cable connections. Like traditionally, like if you're on fiber, you're like, oh, well, nerds, scrubs. But if you're on cable, you're like, you can get a gigabit down just basically anywhere in North America. Except for you, the one person typing right now.
50 up.
Right. Best we could do is 45. Like, I paid through the nose for my 45 up. And they're like, check this out. Like, starting in October, because I was talking to my representative and she's like, I'm not going to say it's going to be ready. It'll be ready by November. But we're doing the high splits. You'll be able to get symmetrical up to, I think, 300.
Not bad for cable.
That's significant. Yes.
Fuck you, AT&T.
Right? Yeah.
Hopefully, this is what I was talking to her about. I'm like, you know, I've had residential fiber strong and fringe. Like, yeah, we were aware fiber's run in your neighborhood, but it's not active yet. It's like, no, it's not. And I was like, that's why we've not adjusted our prices. Like, okay, I get it. They're on your fucking side if you get a rep. But another interesting thing that happened this week was everybody in our super secret Discord, if you're a Twitch sub or patron, you're in there. You saw it happen in real time. Is because Pedro's talked about this multiple times on the show. He's got his lockpick set, and he's like hacking on shit. He's getting good at it. You know, he had his phase. You know, he went through his laptop phase. He went to his lockpick phase, and like he got good at it, man. He's doing all the stuff, and all of those skills finally clicked in. So he was able to cut the fucking lock in half with what I can only imagine was a hacksaw and spite.
There was no saw involved. That was just the car jack. I literally just stuck the car jack in.
So you're saying it's a small miracle that you're with us. Not on this show, just like alive.
In general.
Yeah, right?
No, the moment I realized, because we tried to other different methods, like try
Did
to
you try
shim.
the cocaine?
No, tried to shim the shackle loose, tried to, as many things as we could, non-destructive first. We almost broke one of the keys trying to do that. So no, it got to the point, it's like, okay, so the shackle is not hardened, so we're just... Okay, it's gone.
Lockpicking increased by 1.
Yeah, right? Keep this motherfucker away from... Yeah, right? Yeah, he just pulls a shotgun, blows the door apart, and was like,
Yeah, lockpicking increased.
Carjack. I guess that's one way to do it. Anything else good on in your neck of the woods this week, Pedro?
Nori got a little early with the anniversary gifts. To be fair, I did buy her her anniversary gift early this year as well. So she just followed suit, and she got me...
Don't hold it up. Give me a clue.
It's medieval marginalia.
Give me another clue.
You know those illustrations that show up in medieval texts, usually on the margins, to illustrate?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you do a snail? Oh, the cat.
She got you...
the upright cat holding the black cat, while the other cat is
fucking
licking
Jar Jar
itself there.
Binks?
Is it a coaster or?
Yeah, that one's a coaster, and it goes with the mug that has the dragons.
But where
the
are the
marginalia
snails?
Dragons?
Where are the snails?
Now, here's why I respect Nori as much as I do. She searched long, hard, and had to like cut a deal to find a mug that was still made with lead.
It's delicious. Everything you drink out of it is delicious.
It's nice and sweet.
It's the OG artificial sweetener.
Oh, baby. Jordan Sibong. What's new with you, baby? What's going on?
I mean, we were talking about it in the pre super season. I saw the new Deadpool, and consequently now have NSYNC stuck in my head.
Really? Yeah. I got like a prayer this week.
Okay. This week it's NSYNC. We may go through the soundtrack as time goes on.
All right.
I'm like a week behind you, so
got it.
Yeah. No, it was a solid. I give it a B plus. Didn't really come together as like a cohesive film. Lots of good parts though. Enjoyed it.
Better or worse? It was better than Deadpool 2.
Yes, definitely better than Deadpool 2. There was some stuff I liked out of Deadpool 2. I liked Domino. I liked Josh Hartnett as Cable. I thought, or not Josh Hartnett. Fucking what's his name? Thanos. Josh Hartnett was the guy from Lucky Number 11. Josh Brolin. There we go. I got my Joshes confused. Too many fucking Joshes.
What
do you think about that, Josh?
Shut up, Gary. Because we need to find a way to get the infinity hooves on the horse.
We gotta collect them all. for the low price of $7.99 a horseshoe pack, you can unlock the infinity horseshoe. 1 in 1 million chance. It's the Subscribe for our horse boxes. They're not loot boxes, they're horse boxes.
And you just hear screaming in the background like, what? It's full of horse parts.
No, yeah, you just hear neighing in the background as we're saying, sign up for our horse box.
Good news, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. For real this time, Half-Life Project White Sands. It's the hottest Half-Life 3 rumor. In like 2 or 3 months, there's been a little update. There's still some hope. PCGuide.com, along with everything else, is going to be in our show notes. But I went through this, Jordan. This is about the voice actors. Like they spotted something, right? They got their little telescope, periscope, scoposcope.
So they they're creeping on bonuscope. Yeah, they're creeping on Natasha Chandel. She's an actress. She's done a couple video games before, but apparently she has put on her resume that she's working on a Project White Sands for Valve. Now, I did look her up. She has been in a bunch of video games before, but she has not voiced anything in a Valve game, so no inference based on that. But I gotta say, White Sands can only mean one thing, and that is that Gordon Freeman is the Kwisatz Haderach. He is the Lisan Al Gaib.
Pedro, I hate you.
I can't do the throat singing. Pedro, otherwise, Pedro, I would have.
If we don't say
hot dog,
it won't come to me.
Hamburger, hot dog, hamburger.
But what Pedro is going to bring up, I kind of want it to be.
Yeah,
do it. Wishes into existence.
It's Project White Sands. No, so my summer glow powers will make sure that it doesn't happen.
By showing your feet?
No, too hot for Twitch. You
gotta tune into Trackmania. We got foot cams.
Whose feet? Is it Ogie's feet?
I'm not making that up at all.
Fair enough, but yeah, no, it's Project White Sands, and the other thing that has been data mined from the CS2 and the Dota 2 files is codename HLX. So everyone's going, oh, so it's Half-Life Alyx, but maybe without the hard VR requirement, because Valve did say at the time the game is made for VR. It's all VR. You need VR in order for it to work as intended. And when I saw the YouTube playthrough, it's like, okay, fair. That does seem like it would be shit without the VR.
No,
but I would very much like.
It's about Alex's sister, Halix, with an H. Halix Vance.
So yeah, no, Charles Xavier. Literally anything at this point that has Half-Life on it can't possibly live up to the hype. I don't think so. I don't know if that's ever gonna come out.
It's a valid point about like You know, at this point, I think it's probably worth Valve's time to just drop Half-Life as a franchise, just because like anything they release is just gonna be like, well, it's not Half-Life 3. It's not living up to this expectation.
I don't know, man. Like, we got to believe they might get around to it. Somebody's going to get the initiative together. You know, they might be holding on to, like, in case of emergency, you know, break glass with crowbar because we know this is going to print some fucking money. But having, you know, I think we've all watched the Half-Life Alyx being played. And yeah, that had a big barrier to play, that $1,000 VR headset. Now it's been on a bunch of other things, but you want the, like, best experience that you could get. Getting that ported over, we were talking to the pre-super shows, and go back and listen to that. Like, there's been attempts to get that converted, and apparently it's like, nope. Now, if they did that for real, there you go, man. There's $60 from Old Man Vin. I'm like, yeah, I want to play that experience. You know, I want to see what's going on in that universe, but I don't want to wear a fuck. I don't want to get face fucked by a toaster while I'm doing it, waving shit around. Call me old fashioned.
Yeah,
you gotta buy him dinner first before you fuck his face.
VR, it's especially VR on Linux. You want to talk about something that's still woefully unsupported? VR on Linux.
How dare you? I'll have you know, it'll probably get fixed in the next version of SteamOS.
Could happen. It could very well happen, although good luck playing it on your Steam Deck. Because a lot of people tried. I remember when the Steam Deck first came out, and there were people's like, can you play Steam VR games? No! Fucking no! So version 369, the mega fixer, as they're calling it, is out. They have a bunch of general fixes. The one that had a couple of people, one of them in our Discord, Arthur, was like, there's a mention of the ROG Ally and about added support for the keys. Does this mean that SteamOS is coming out? No.
Confirmed. Shut up. We just got to talk about Half-Life 3, man. I mean, come on.
It's under the input thing. That's the thing. Steam input is a thing that exists, and it works on Windows too. It's the best way to get SDL2 working on Windows. So if you're installing the if you have an ROG Ally and you're playing games on Windows with the operating system that it comes with, then yeah, having that support for Steam input just makes it a better experience.
So what makes this Raikiri controller so special? Okay, interesting.
It has ROG in it.
It looks like a Star Trek uniform.
Yeah, I mean, there's added support for ROG Ally keys. Like, we never know. Like, you never know. Like, ROG could have... Who makes ROG? Asus. Asus could have been like... You know, I said this a couple of weeks back, maybe, 30 years ago. I'm pretty sure the way it fucking flows is when you get, like, all the different... not Steam Decks running Windows. And Valve's like, yeah, we'd like to get SteamOS out to whoever. Asus shows up and they go, hey, we'd like this. And they're like, make sure you get Linux drivers working on all this stuff. And they go, bye. So maybe Asus has like been looking at that cheddar and they're like, we got a lot of these we still need to sell. Maybe if we do that thing that Valve asked us to do, they'll give us some SteamOS to put on all of these units that we have sitting in the warehouse. Possibly.
Maybe.
However, the big news for my brothers and sisters, you got if you're running Windows on your Steam Deck, you're that unicorn. You can finally get the blue teeth working on your OLED.
That addicted to Destiny.
I mean, even to joke about that, like you probably get the blue teeth headphones or something to that effect. Yep. Do you have any something? I would let me know in the chat, and you guys let me know. Like when you're listening to something, be it a YouTube video, Twitch stream, or something like that, on your mobile phone or your tablet, do you use the speakers built into the device?
Sometimes.
Yes, and sometimes. If it's like a secondary device, you're like, oh yeah, I'll put that on over here. Or do you pipe it into like whatever headphones or?
If I have a pair of headphones on me, then yeah, probably I'll use the headphones. But like if I'm just walking around the house or whatever, just use the phone.
Cut it on, let it blurp, and set it down. Like, all right, your background noise.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, all right. I sample size, something I'm going to be working on for interfacing Linux. So we've now
it's also one
confirmed
of those
that
things of like
literally every human being in existence does it. I'll use this as I'll cite the reference.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where like I'll put on headphones if like I'm listening to something and other people don't want to listen to it, but like yeah, most of the time if like if like there's no one else around, yeah, sure. I'll just put it on.
Cool. All right, LOL JK.
Yes. So, Steam reviews. They do a great many things. Occasionally, they are for voicing your opinion about a game and whether or not you would want to recommend it. And sometimes they're about being funny and making little pithy jokes, and sometimes they're about letting the developers know that you are very upset about things that they are doing or that their publishers are doing. But they're supposedly their primary focus is to inform people about games. And so Valve has been starting to roll out a flag that says, "Was this review helpful for you?" And for the users who they are demoing this for, they're saying that, hey, now that they're sorting reviews based on...
You seriously couldn't be asked to do a pixelated no sign? Get wrecked, the gamer.
Yeah. no, we got to do the Balatro reference. Everyone loves that shit. But yeah, people are saying, but the people who are in this closed beta are saying that, yeah, the reviews that I'm seeing are actually like useful. They have like meaningful information in there and help me make my purchase, which is a good thing. So this is something that Valve is rolling out and is not entirely widespread just yet. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think this really attacks the root cause of the issue. The root cause of the issue is that like
humanity.
Well, yes.
All right.
The very socioeconomic systems we exist in. Yeah, but like
oxygen.
Yeah. But
water,
but
gravity, maybe. I don't know. Give or take.
Strong nuclear force. I blame that. But yeah. I mean, the real problem is like there isn't really a good way of like voicing your opinions to developers without essentially creating big, flashy, showy displays, like spamming their reviews with a bunch of negative stuff. So that kind of defeats the purpose of using them to inform your purchases.
That's why it's there, man. This is like the easiest, lowest friction way to get a hold of the developer, to share your pleasure or displeasure. Now, I wish we could share just a meh. Like, it's an all right. You ever watch a movie and you're like, somebody's like, hey, was it good? I'm like, it's all right. Like, I would like that. I would like that, like, positive, negative, and like, meh. Because sometimes you're just looking for a meh game. And you know what? It's like sorting for stuff on Amazon, kids. It is. You don't go for the 1 star because that's people that can't functionally feed themselves, all right? 100% all the way down, or defective products. You go for like 3 stars maybe and find out where the real thing is. Those meh reviews, they're going to give you more balanced opinion. They're going to be like, I hate this. Why? Because it has purple in the color palette. Or it's going to be, this is the best game for everyone. It's like, a furry game? Yep. You furry? Yep. So get something in the middle. Please. That'd be nice. And the joke reviews, whatever, like be able to filter them out or flag them, instead of just using the clown emoji, which has become...
Or give people an option to label the review as this is satire, this is a joke review, something.
Give the developer that option so it doesn't weigh against them.
But like maybe it has to be like just give. I don't know if there's a solve there because like if the developers have the ability to flag it, then they're just going to flag all the negative reviews. They're going to abuse it. Just give the people who are actually posting the reviews, because a lot of them will go, oh yes, no, this is a joke review. It's like, just but that's the thing. People want attention. People, the thought process people have when they post the joke review is, I'm going to make someone laugh, and if I put my joke in the joke section, no one is going to see it, so I'm going to put it in the main section.
Then they get a ban. A little strike.
Yeah, maybe you need to implement a system.
Yeah, like community bans exist, yes, but yeah, no, it's clearly Valve is aware that review bombing is a problem, and well, I guess they're making sure that when a review bomb does happen, that it actually counts. There's a stupid little flying bug that's
you better be glad it's not an intelligent one. It would have fucked you up by now.
I want to just like
we'll be talking to the bug.
It's one of those teeny tiny little fruit flies that you can barely see.
Oh, yeah, those little assholes. That's like, how did you even get here? Whatever. And then you're completely neutral. Like, you'll be dead in like 6 hours anyway. And you're like, oh, I really wanted to deprive you of that.
It's just in my face.
Anyway, let us know in the comments what you think about how do we solve this? Because Jordan's right, Pedro's right. I just want my math thing just to have it and make my life a little bit easier, but that's going to cover it for, no, it's not. We got one more. Oh, yes, that's right.
We got to talk about a demo, or rather demos in
general.
Jim, yes, too many demos.
Straight up Metallic Hops, demos bad.
Imprisoning me, all that I see.
Yes.
From the same website that we were just talking about, this one is an opinion piece about way too many demos. We talked about how Valve was going to introduce basically store pages for the demos themselves, and everyone was pretty much, yeah, no, that's a positive thing. Well, here's the negative. People who actually pay attention to the new and trending queue at the bottom of the landing page on Steam, they're getting a little bit annoyed with all of the demos that are showing up rather than the video games. At which point I would like to refer back to DLC that also shows up there. That annoys the shit out of me. Then again, I don't scroll down to the new and trending bit all that often. Usually when I go looking for new games, I click the magnifying glass on the search box. So it takes me to search, and then I click on games, and I filter by newest released. There you go. Keep scrolling. There's a few
we're going
more.
to do a little bit of an experiment, kids. We're going to click on new releases. And we're going to come down. Let's take a look. Oh, no. There's a... hide it.
Yes.
Yeah, Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers, I really wanted to check out.
There's two demos. There's two demos in the popular new releases.
There's a third.
There's three. So Centrix is new.
Completely unusable. Burn it. Get rid of it.
Or we got hired.
Oh, is this
Hitler,
Infinity Scroll?
Yeah, that's Infinity Scroll. The one on the actual
hey,
front
Pedro,
page.
I just defeated Infinity Scroll.
Yeah, the one on the actual front page of Steam only has 10 entries. That one has a few more. But yeah, no, I could see, from the ones that I could see, there are two demos there, which there are more porn games in the up and coming tab than there are demos
up and coming
in the
Would you like to be able to roll
popular.
back maybe 10, 15, maybe even like 12 years ago and like be like, you gotta watch out for the porn games on Valve, like the blank ass stare you would give yourself. You're like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's like, anecdotally speaking, this doesn't seem like that big an issue, because yes, the article looks like, demos are great, I love demos, and then they spend an entire article explaining how they're bad, so no you don't. But maybe
you can like demos and not like how they're displayed.
That's fair. But maybe that they do suggest it's like, instead of having just, you know, the demos in the exact same queue as the new up and coming games, maybe have, you know, brand new demos, like a different queue that it could show up in. I'd be okay with that. Again, I don't scroll down that far, so it's not really a horse that I have in this race.
All right. I think the dude's got a point. He does, man. I mean, if you give people a way to promote their games, how many times have we seen this green light, right? If you give people a way to promote their games, they're going to game it. Guess what? These are game developers. They understand a little bit about the mechanics. And that's what people are doing. You know, they don't care. You know, you might have a game that was released in 1627. You know what? It's got a new demo right now. Why? Because Valve's promoting demos. And Valve, nobody knows that Pantera's box of like how that really works outside of Valve's like, yeah, this is kind of, but and again, Valve can't tell everybody because what are they going to do? They're going to game it harder. And it's by design. So I understand where you're coming from. You know, that we talked about it week before last, that one dude at Valve, this is just a one-man project this entire time. Somebody really, really missed demos. You know, like, we're going to make it happen. So they got Next Fest going. Now we got the demos. Now we got this. And I'm making all that up, but roll with me. It's part of my fanfic. Adding demos. Jordan, you think if we put it in a different tab, people are going to have a problem with it, and people are not going to go visit it.
Well, you know, we were talking about this very separate thing, very separate section of the Valve website a couple weeks ago, and yeah, there is a separate demo section that we all kind of collectively forgot about. I'm like, wait, don't they have that already? They do. store.steampower.com/demos.
Now, think about it like this. You're Valve, you want what's happening, though. You want to encourage developers with existing games, even though they're from, 5-6 years ago. Yeah, you want them to make demos. Like, demos are good. Demos are good for you as the company because it gives people that taste. It cuts down on refunds, chargebacks, and all of that. It cuts down on negative reviews.
Yeah, but you're
except for that one
stuff.
motherfucker who's like, game's unplayable 5,000 hours, right?
Yeah, I don't know. So I see the pros and cons. Having your own separate like demo ghetto or whatever is all well and good, but no, only the people who want demos are going to go there. You might need to like add some stuff to direct people to that area. versus keeping it all in like the front page. I can see the desire to say like, hey, you want to promote this game? We have a demo. Go play it a week before the release so that we can drum up a bunch of hype. So whatever the solution is, no one's going to be happy.
Nope. I don't know. I don't mind it. Yeah, if you add a tick box for that page, I mean, because people get bugged out about weird shit that, I get bugged out about. Everybody gets bugged out about different weird shit. So add a drop-down menu where I can tick a thing that says hide demos and we're fucking done. Call it a day. Let's talk about some of the new games because we got 2 of them this week.
Yeah.
Starting out with just old-fashioned, we're getting Tony Hawk. Wait, well, I don't know if it's
Dave Mirra's. It's Dave Mirra's Devil Daggers. Come on.
Okay.
Well, so that level they have in the demo, speaking of, is basically the first level from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Oh, yeah.
So it is
a
very
warehouse.
much Tony Hawk. Yeah. This is Motordoom, which is a freestyling skateboarding game in which you kill zombies while doing sick tricks on your BMX / motocross /
Kill
bicycle
machine.
with sidecar. The guy I was playing in the demo was like the skeleton with like the little skeleton buddy in the sidecar. That shit was hilarious. Yeah, this is a genre mashup I didn't quite know that I wanted. Where you get scored based on how many people you kill and how many sick tricks you do. But I will agree with one of the reviews. Turn on auto targeting because trying to aim and do tricks at the same time is just not fun.
I don't know, man. Pedro, did you think, like, is this really the Tony Hawk Pro Skater / Vampire Survivors game of, like, 2024? Is this going to be the best one of this genre we see?
I think this one has the best chance because, it's the at least the indie scene organic campaign is doing a bang-up job of making it look really, really good. And it's fun. It's a game. It's one of those games that doesn't take itself very seriously. And you have your BMX or your motocross or your sidecar bike, and I will say effectively playing Devil Daggers.
I will say the skating and tricks in it are better than skateboard.
Ooh,
low bar, Brad.
I'm sorry, Megan. I'm sorry, but it's true.
But yeah, it's clearly going for that more arcadey vibe.
Oh, you mean fun? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Well, being able to land tricks, yes, that one.
That one. Not bitter about that. Beautiful game.
Yeah, no, if you never played Devil Daggers, don't. I say there's a very specific audience for that kind of game.
Shut up, Pedro. We all got Devil Daggers in that Humble Bundle, and we all played it for about 30 seconds. Like, oh, fuck this.
We have Devil Daggers at home.
It is
actually
genuinely a game that's great for the people who like it. But this one, Motordoom, that looks legitimately fun. I kind of want to play it.
And you know what? You can. There's a demo. Link in the show notes. Go check it out.
Linux native demo, too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Go do it.
Unlike this new one. I didn't actually buy it, and they don't seem to have a demo, but I genuinely VLADiK Brutal.
Ah, all right. There we go.
The one.
The one. I thought we were getting a Matrix pre-sequel.
It's a game developed by a single person, and
I saw this game and I thought of Pedro. I'm like, this is some bullshit Pedro's gonna like.
It looks, for being made by a single person and for the price that they're asking for it, that looks spectacular. The one thing that kind of stuck out to me, because it does genuinely look really good, it seems to be Unreal Engine 4. It's got that lighting.
And this bitch just straight up looks like Half-Life 2.
Yeah, I remember that shot from Half-Life 2 as well,
Yeah, they're very clearly aping a Half-Life 2, but some of the explosions, especially that shot on the bridge with the bombing run.
Half-Life with the side of Metro.
Mm-hmm.
And
with the side of the default Unreal Engine 4 lighting system, yes.
Stellar Blade, maybe?
A little bit of Left 4 Dead. A little bit of Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, no, there's mutants, there's soldiers. It is very much aping the Half-Life style, and it looks genuinely good. The thing that I didn't like was the SteamOS plus Linux requirements. It mentions in the OS section, mentions Proton 8. So I question, is it okay for games that advertise as being, on Linux, and put Proton 8 in the OS requirements? Because isn't that a little disingenuous?
Are you going to be a Protonist?
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. At that point, do you think that we should have like a separate like SteamOS section for just like Proton, or like?
Oh no, this shouldn't fucking stand. This is another reason I fucking threw it in right here, because the people who like these types of games do dumb shit like this. Like, this shouldn't be fucking reported. This ain't got fuck nothing to do with Linux, son. Proton's nice and shit. It's not to put your fucking Steam icon down. Fuck that part of your marketing. Maybe you just didn't understand. That's cool. Take it off. Because you know what? People don't read the fucking system requirements. You know how quick I'm going to smash that refund button once I load this up?
Yeah, especially if you have someone who has a slightly older GPU that may be more powerful than the GTX 1050 Ti, but doesn't support Vulkan. Like, I don't know, the 680, for example. And it puts you in a very, very bad position, because that 680 could probably play the game.
Put me
if
in a
it
great
was
position,
native.
Pedro, because I already refunded it.
Yeah.
I'm done. We're out. Peace. Now, here's a real question we need to think about, though. Because we all know about boomer shooters, right? Hipster Pixel, the Quakes, the Dooms, making a big comeback past couple of years. Search, they got their own tag, effectively their own section on Steam these days. Boomer shooters. You know them, you love them. Like, I was joking around in our super secret Discord about wiggly polygons and shit, the PlayStation 1 era coming back. Hipster Pixel polygons. This is yet another one we got to worry about, and something we need to think about as a community.
To retro.
Is what are we going to do with this? This is going to be Half-Life era we're walking into, and that's where we need to move the conversation. What are we just going to arbitrarily name these? Zoomer shooters?
Just we have Half-Life 3 at home.
Millennial shooters.
We got to come up with a name for them.
Well, I feel boomer shooters is already kind of a misnomer, because the people playing them are
it is,
boomers.
But it's joking.
It should be like Gen Executioners or something.
It's too fucking cool.
That's right.
Apparently, millennials don't get to be called Gen Ys.
Dude, millennials such a bullshit. It's like, really 3 decades? Like 3 decades. I'm like, okay.
I don't know. The first time I heard millennial, it was to refer to people that were born after the turn of the millennium. Then it got amended to mean people that were born around the turn of the millennium.
I realized that wasn't a Girl Scout, and it was a sea monster full of bullshit. Just making stuff up.
I'm just shocked we're still arguing about millennials in 2024.
Oh, whatever.
We're all old now.
It's more the loss of meaning of words.
Yeah, we don't care. Don't let facts stand in the way of your truths. All right, kids. Pro tip, LGC cares. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hop into the news. Starting with something if I see Battlemage news, and I said we're not going to talk about Battlemage anymore. So we're going to talk about some Battlemage. Yeah. WCCF Tech. I always want to look up why did they do that with a name, man. Turns out Z2 is real, and it's going to debut on the 3rd of September. This is from Intel. Intel's like, this shit's coming out on the 3rd on laptops. Damn it. But don't worry. Discrete graphics cards, they're going to run a lot faster, Intel said. They're like, but, so keep that in mind when you're doing the benchmarks and the laptop part. They showcased the first discrete Battlemage die at this event. I didn't see exactly where the event was. It was overseas just a bit. And on the bright side, Intel's not the one making the silicon, so it's probably not moldy. And that's not where the good news train stops, because earlier today, that snitching ass Linux, fucking Linux, man, just narking on Intel. Somebody found it. A discrete GPU with the Battlemage bits in it. Jordan, what do we think about ours?
I mean, I would like to see it like on the market, because I have a GPU in my TV box that needs to be replaced, and I would very much like something that could do some fancy AV1 stuff. But like, man, these fucking Linux drivers, so much industry scuttlebutt comes out of them.
Linux drivers? Why are we talking about Linux drivers?
This is from the Linux terminal element,
I know,
right?
I'm filling in blanks for the audience.
Yes. But
because this is Linux Gamecast.
Linux, really? I thought this was BSD
because
spreadsheet pod.
Fucking information came from Linux drivers. Trying to help
Right,
out.
and-
Not everybody's watching the video, Pedro. As you were saying, Jordan.
My point was that like people are like we get so much industry scuttlebutt from them about like new hardware, new GPUs, new CPUs, and whatnot, and then people will turn around and be like, "Why are they wasting time developing Linux drivers? No one fucking uses Linux." So yeah, we saw a bunch of the proposed specs. A lot of the articles in links to all of which are in our show notes have some question marks or supposed specs.
Well, we know it's got 12 gigajoules of memory RAM sitting on it. 192-bit
Yes.
bus is like you can kind of math that the way backwards however you need to. Memory speed's kind of up in the air, but it exists. It's a real
I
thing.
mean, if it's GDDR6, it's that's kind of yeah.
What are you like? Fuck, if it's not GDDR11D, like fuck it.
No,
Wait,
you're
6X?
kind of. It's not even DDR6X. It's certainly not HBM2. So you're kind of looking.
What if it's
the
$300? Then all of
what
a
I'm
sudden, do we
hoping,
just not
honestly.
give a shit?
Yeah, like if
yeah,
it was $400, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
even the
No. We wouldn't, Jordan. They just like, throw it out the window. I need X. I'm a GDDR. It's peasant ass GDDR, not
he's a
X memory.
GDDR snob. Yeah.
So this may come as a shock to some of you. I don't think, this is a guess, that Intel's going to be going for the high-end market on this. Possibly not.
I think they learned their
Now,
lesson there.
then again, neither is AMD. So what it does, it boils down to is this thing $300? Because you
Yeah.
start excusing all kind of shit at $300, especially if it's competitive with, let's say, a 3090.
No, as much as everyone would want
I
that,
too can wish upon
absolutely.
a star.
But no, the probably like the 3070, 4070, sure, maybe.
Now, where does the 4070 sit against the 3090?
3070 is like the 3080 ish.
30? Wait, let's see. Let's take a look. We're doing-
I too am also looking at the GPU user benchmarks. Okay, they're pretty close.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Drink shit and no stuff, kids.
Ooh.
Wait, I punched those numbers in the wrong way. Oops.
47, 30, 90. 4070 is going to run you about $500. So to get something that would compete with a 4070, which is really fuck mother and close to a 3090, if they could deliver that for $100 less, what do you think, Pedro?
That would be very good. That would be a very good performance proposition.
But okay. What if we take the integrated heatsink off and we put little X's on the memory modules?
Well, so hold on. Do you have to take off like the GPU faceplate in order to remove
Bitch, I got
that
an
in
Intel
order
card
to-
from Sparkle. I'm good at it. Just send them over.
Yeah.
Pop this
Right?
right up, real
Yeah,
quick.
you got to completely remove the
Yes.
fucking thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I got practice, man.
Oh no! Looks like Ven's camera died.
He got
It's
swallowed by the
too
monolith.
powerful. Tell us about the PipeWire public
Yes.
service announcement.
So you may have seen there was a bit of a thread floating around on Mastodon and on our Discord server that apparently PipeWire has been cutting people's battery life in their laptops in half. Well, it's maybe a little much, but the camera's just on all the time thanks to PipeWire and libcamera. And apparently this issue has been around for about a year, that most people, there were a couple of people that were aware, but everyone else was just kind of going, maybe. And they finally figured out how to at least work around it, and I think work is being done to actually sort this instead of just the usual, no, this isn't a problem with PipeWire, this is a problem with libcamera. Go bug them, go report a bug over there. And then libcamera goes, no, sorry, this issue only presents itself when it's being used with PipeWire. So this is a PipeWire problem. And I'm sitting here going, as the person with, many, many laptops and having used many laptops over the years, ever since Snowden released, all of that stuff that he did, I just go into the BIOS and I disable the built-in camera and microphone on every laptop I get because I don't fucking trust anything anymore. So yeah, this should have been fixed a long time ago, but yeah, just disable the camera and built-in mic and firmware and plug in a USB camera because those have built-in microphones themselves. So you could just, use that on the go whenever you need it and only when you need it instead of it being on all the time and draining your battery.
So the other issue that was related to the 3-year-old issue is still, survey says, let's go all the way to the bottom. Come on, let's, wait, closed? Has it done? Has it been defeated? Oh, wait.
No, it's the issue, the related issue 4115, that's closed.
So this one's still open. This is the main issue now, 2669. Nice.
And yeah, the solutions they have in if you don't want to go and disable stuff in your BIOS is you can remove, you can blacklist libcamera from your wire plumber configuration, or you can just blacklist the kernel module in general. Pedro, you need to get your ears pierced.
Yeah.
Can we get a track to his head? Like,
I mean, poorly.
Can we get like the taskbar auto hide where like every time you mouse over the area, this little Helmo pops up? Like,
So yeah, man. Like, I mean, it's like a valid thing. I had no idea. This was like a 2-year-old bug that somebody noticed. Is like, why the fuck is my battery getting sucked down, getting vampired all of a sudden? And most of us not gonna pay attention to that. We're like, modern laptops, right, man? You take them from between like plug-in to plug-in. You don't pay too much attention to it. And yeah, Ceiling Pipe was watching him masticate. That was kind of wild. But with the laptop, his particular one, I went reading through these. Like that camera just being in an on state, even though if it's just powered up effectively, can consume up to 4 watts, which sounds like a rounding error until you start talking about laptops and modern laptop CPUs. That's a lot of power, man, that you could otherwise be reserving for the crab dance song.
Yeah, when you have a laptop that idles at about 6-7 watts.
Make a Threadripper laptop, Andy. I can dare you. Do it, cowards.
Yes, like the full 21-inch size laptop. That's just says like, here, my laptop.
This is what we need. We need a laptop that has the fold-out table legs under it.
Oh yeah,
so you can break it up, clink, clink, and set it down.
It's a briefcase that like just it folds out into a coffee table. That's a laptop. Yeah.
Oh, it's like the those tough books. Who makes those? Panasonic?
Yeah, Panasonic.
Yeah.
Oh, those things.
Like the big chunky ones.
Yeah. The computers that you can like beat someone to death with.
I wonder how long they float. See, this is Sydney hardware people. I want to do an entire series about Mayo submersion, where I just plug in the external video and dunk that bitch, and we just sit and watch.
Now I kind of just want to see a YouTube series where like there's a dude in a bathtub dressed as Pennywise, seeing if laptops float, and he'd be like, "They don't float, or they do float down here."
It's like, pay attention. I can only do this once. Better hope it floats. All right.
But yeah, no, it's a good thing that there's actual traction on this issue, and be it lib camera or wire plumber or PipeWire, someone's gonna fix it.
Yeah.
And it's things like this. Like, this is why you need to report bugs. PipeWire is, it's a wee baby in the grand scheme of things. It hasn't been out that long. I know it's been out several years, but there's still things like this that need to be cleaned up. And if you run into them, make sure you report them to the PipeWire project as an issue tracker, not on just like Reddit, like this person. I mean, this person did good though. They actually reported the issue. They were like, they're still not fixing this. Let's put it on Reddit and amplify the signal.
Just don't file a bug with Debian about it.
Install 3 Debians, then you'll be up to date.
Yeah, just keep reinstalling. It's fine.
Yeah, stay away from KDE developers if you're on Debian. They don't like you. All right.
Going back to video cards for a quick second, I guess. Yeah, so compute. It's the thing that we're using our GPUs for now when they're not playing games or acting as space heaters for our small areas. And the big player in compute is NVIDIA. Their proprietary framework, CUDA, is the bee's knees. If you are OpenCL and ROCm exist, but only just if you're doing any real work, you want to do it in CUDA. And so some people are like, well, I don't want to pay thousands of dollars for NVIDIA GPUs, but I still want to be able to write CUDA code. And so you get projects like ZLUDA, which is for running CUDA on Intel GPUs. And they're saying, well, it's not going to be as fast as native CUDA. CUDA implements some stuff. We got to like implement it within the Intel driver. So there's going to be performance issues, but you can get your CUDA environment in your Intel GPU. And some folks at AMD said, you know what? I want me some of that too, because I want to sell some AMD GPUs.
I love that. And it really sounds like, it sounds tight. Roll with it.
Yeah, right. And the engineers said, this is a good idea. And they said, it's okay if you use we're going to submit a bunch of code to you guys, and it's okay if you use it. The lawyers from AMD, however, disagreed on that statement and said, no, you cannot use this code. This is our intellectual property. And so ZLUDA gets slooped back, and now it is being reverted to from the point where pre-AMD code. Yes.
Because that was like Scuttlebutt. We were talking on the show, like, there were like these other attempts to do this, and it's like, what happened? Like, well, one of the projects, this was one of the ones we were talking about, like, well, let's run CUDA on everything, or like reverse engineer CUDA. And, I was reading this as like, oh, what happened? And that's why I clicked on it. I'm like, what? Tell the tale. Let's see how dark does this get? Did NVIDIA reach from up high and like smite? You're like, no, AMD fucked us. Like, damn. It's always the one you least suspect.
Left hand does not know what the right hand was doing, because the engineers were like, yeah, no, this is great. We're 100% behind it.
Dude,
and the lawyers were like,
I comment this from this dude's perspective of like, fucking really. And he's like, okay, I'm still going to work on this, but I got to like start back at like AMD just wasted. I mean, I'm sure he got compensated to work on this stuff. Let's be very clear. AMD paid him to do this work. Mm-hmm. So he got his money from it, but now he's got to memory hole that and
it's still a pain in the ass to have to like redo all that stuff and like double check that you're not doing like you things get that like AMD right you
there with your domino tower and like because now Jesus, come on, man.
Yeah, no. Are these projects cursed? Is that what's happening? Everyone trying to implement CUDA on something that's not NVIDIA? Because yes, we have this one where AMD being comparatively, poor when compared to NVIDIA. Instead of hiring the person like NVIDIA did with the other project, they just hired the dudes like, oh, you can do that? Okay, come work for us. And that's one way to shut it down. And this one is it's AMD being poor and going, thinly veiled threats, legal threats at that. There you go. So
this is just AMD going, we don't want to get bought by NVIDIA.
So the next project like this that shows up and begins to get any traction, what's Intel going to do to those guys? What's going to happen then?
No, Intel's got shit going on right now, Pedro.
Yeah, Intel's has
They're concerns. A little busy right now, dude. I don't know.
No, listen, they have a bunch of extra CPUs. They're just going to mail them out and everyone's going to be fine. Right?
Oh my God. Like Intel, part of me from like how hard Intel fucked over, like lost in court, fucked over AMD in their early aughts and like really fucking kneecapped AMD bad. The little karma fairy, I'm like, part of me is like, fuck y'all.
It took a while though. It took about 20 years, but hey, there we go.
Like that. But I also want Battlemage to come out. So
yes.
Again, back to my crazy theory. 20 years from now, Intel's just going to be making GPUs. Anyway, who's played a video game before? I have.
What's a video game?
What was the first time you had a controller? Not on PC, just a controller. What was the first time you put a controller in your Cheeto encrusted grubby fuck mother and little hands and you rubbed your fingers on it? Which one was that?
Does Game Boy count? Because it is.
It's a controller. That's the first thing that you had that had the deep pad and buttons on it.
Then the OG Game Boy.
The Philips Video Pack in the earliest I can remember, it was probably 1990.
1990. I think the first thing I got my hands on was Pong.
Okay. Yeah,
the little, and it was shit. It was a deal. I wasn't like, oh, this is great. I was like, this is dumb. After that,
it's just ping pong. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, just pong back and forth. Then I got an NES, and I was like, this is dope as hell. Then sky's the limit from that. Somewhere along the line in the evolution of controllers, somebody got the idea to have these little fucky things on, these little analog sticks.
They can blame Sony for that. The DualShock.
Well, I think you can blame.
You can blame Sony for this. For like, was the original Sony? Because the original Sony had they at the end of that generation, if it's to be believed, as was explained to me last night during Trackmania, there was a PS1 version with an analog stick on it.
Yeah, the first one didn't have. Then they released the DualShock as like an alternative controller for the PlayStation.
And there was a button at the bottom of the DualShock to like turn off the analog sticks in case your game
and the PlayStation 2 DualShock still had the analog on and off.
Now, one thing that we're all familiar with a playing with your analog stick and you moving around is like, oh shit, something's chasing me. Press down. Oh shit, that's not the run button? No, it's always a run button. God damn it. And that's what Barks by Aria. How are we going with that name, man?
Aria Salvatrice?
Sure.
R.A. Salvatore.
You want to? Okay. No, I'm thinking like Arya Stark, right?
Right. It's Drizzt Do'Aria.
I got new respect for our anime Chen character in House of the Dragon.
Yes. Our little anime boy.
He showed that. We're not going to spoil anything. I'm just saying he went to go watch that with his mom and he didn't tell her.
Yeah.
Like, well played. Well played. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to this. Why is the left stick to sprint? And why is it so unpleasant in games, man? Do you find it unpleasant? Let me know in the comments. For me, it's just one of those things at this point. It's kind of established. It's just, I expect it to be there. Am I a huge fan of it? No, but you know what? I deals with it, man. But it made me think a little bit. It made me think, are we just done with controller innovation? Because, yeah, you know, you get that analog stick, then you get like the N64. We can all thank Nintendo for inventing the analog stick with the N64, giving us that little bullshit controller.
I think the Dreamcast started with 2, gave you the second one.
Quite possibly.
Yeah, the first to have 2 was that one that Mir posted in Discord there. The original DualShock.
Now everything's got an analog stick on it. And we're just like, you know what, that's fine. We're just going to deal with it. It's great. You're making a new controller for a new game console, for just whatever. You're like, Jenkins, what do you need? D-pad, done. Put some buttons on it. All right, 2 analog sticks were great. Just got shoulder button, print it, ship it. Have we just tapped the brakes, though? Are we just done innovating? Because we had some wild shit for over there, man. We had controllers that you could spin around.
Sidewinder, yeah.
Yeah, the only company that Valve tried. The Steam controller, a flawed product as it was, they tried something different, tried something new, and it made everybody across the industry step back and go, oh, that's a flawed product. Like, yes, but at least they tried something different, and it has its use cases. Like, the only company left right now in 2024 that has any chance of releasing a ham sandwich connected to a cup of ketchup by a string and selling it as controllers, Nintendo. They're the only ones that even remotely have tried anything.
Labo. Labo was the big one.
I was thinking about like the motion control chucks.
Yeah, and they took that a step further with Labo, where they like had cardboard that you could like you would like make these like cardboard toys and stick the controllers in them so that they would become props for other games.
Okay.
Although I am glad that there is at least an effort from the open source community to create a controller that you can effectively print and solder and put everything together yourself.
To Ven's point, I think there's like a degree of standardization where like
well, hold that back up, Pedro. Let everybody see. And let's take a look. Let's go with it. All right, we got a D-pad. All right, we got some buttons. We got some shoulder buttons up there. Yeah, we do.
Yep.
We got an analog stick.
Also has.
All right, it's got those. Valve not going to get sued. But our bit of innovation, which is different on this, is it's got a mothering scroll wheel on it.
Yeah.
So I mean, different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think to that point, like
and all you have to do is buy a Cybertruck that comes in the glove box.
Yeah, it's hungry for your fingers though.
Yeah.
But
that would actually be a legitimate reason to buy a Cybertruck.
Listen, dude. If I hit the center console of a brand new Cybertruck and I went to play a game and there's like controllers in the box, I'm like, all right, yeah, that looks about right. All right.
Yeah, but I think
it is 3D printed turbo Tresla.
much like keyboards though. We've kind of it's become standard to a point where like any sort of deviation is going to get a lot of friction just because this is what has been what we've been using for so long. And I think like the Xbox controller specifically.
But Jordan, we could put like more areolas on it.
We could. It could just be all areolas.
Even on the back.
That's the thing.
We could get rid of the controller and make it a suit that you put on your body, and you have to like fully move.
Motherfucker over here trying to reinvent VR.
That's the thing. If you have the like the natural evolution of the Steam controller, you can have both analog sticks with all the buttons and the 2 areolas to go along with them. So yeah, no, good job, Valve.
But going back to the point of this article, though, they're trying to dig into, you know, why press L3 to sprint? Why does it feel so bad? And what can we possibly do about it?
Nothing. It's too late.
It's too late.
Rebind that key to something else.
Well, I don't know. For me, I don't know. Do you ever feel like you use the walk functionality in games? Wouldn't you rather just prefer like sprint and crouch?
No, because I play a lot of stealthy bullshit games.
It depends on the game.
You would die a lot in.
Yeah, just stay crouched. Stay crouched.
And that's the thing. A lot of games, especially if they're using the analog stick, they have analog controls for the speed. It's just, you want to go extra fast, so push that thing down.
Something's chasing me, and first time I'm playing the game, something's after me. I hear a fucking noise behind me. You know, I'm tapping that button just to see if I got run mode there, because you expect it to be there. It's just kind of a given.
The thing that I do enjoy, which works around, you know, having to push the analog stick down while you're already holding it in the up position to move forwards, is like what From Software did with Dark Souls and Elden Ring, which is B. B is the sprint button, or circle honestly, if you're on a...
Maddie has the right idea. Butt plug IO integration, clench, and sprint. Honestly, that's the real.
Yeah, just clench for...
Then that's going to get very difficult because, you know, we need hold to run to be just period. That's the only way you can do it.
Clench to run, yeah.
Yep. There's no toggle for run, man. Just keep it tight.
But that's the thing. Toggling is good. If you're going to put it on L3, make it a toggle. Just instead of having to hold it down.
We will, but if you jump, we'll remove it.
Oh yeah, resets after every jump or crouch.
That's where it starts getting squirrely, right?
If it's an attack, sure, but don't reset it on a fucking jump.
No, you should be able to have a crouch attack.
Oh, no,
Pedro,
let me explain to you. On a jump, it's fine, but if you run off without jumping an edge, it'll reset you back to walk. I'm looking at you, Darksiders 3.
I don't know. Sometimes games want you to do like the jump crouch thing because there's like the secret entrance and you gotta like get in there. And
Half-Life, that's something we can thank Valve to, is the Half-Life jump crouch.
Crazy times. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap us up. If you want to get in touch with us, send us a message. Easiest way to do that, just leave a comment down below this mothering video. You can listen to the podcast, head over to YouTube, or if you're one of our beautiful party patrons, like FX Boy Forever, who pledged $1 during the show. Thank you so much. I want to thank Mir for the resubs as well. Yeah, head over to LinuxGameCast.com. We got a support button. We got the Patreon. We got the Libra Pay. We got Amazon wishlist. All the standard YouTuber podcastery bullshit things. Amazon, we try to make that a little bit different. You know, you send us in a note. We'll read it here on the show within reason. But it's always a fun thing to do. Get your name back up on the board. We do appreciate it. A bunch of bonus things as patrons. We throw in live and uncut version of the show, podcast format, pre-super shows, and if you're Twitch sub or patron, hop in the Discord like FX did. We're 6 days a week just talking, being ourselves. That's where we're at. We don't have like a side channel on top of a side channel. That's where we're having these communications, and we love it. All right, that's it. Didn't get any good hate mail this week, so I want you to drop me something for next week, and it might show up on this very show, but that's going to do it for this. Winter better hurry the fuck up and come. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. I'm trying to cool myself off, man. Camera only died one time during the show. Not too bad. Not too bad. It could have been worse. Well, we got to get the hell up out of here. You can always find us 8 p.m. Yeah, right here on Twitch. After the fact, we're available anywhere. You can put the podcast in your ear holes or in your eye holes, however you want to do it. Love to have you. Vinstone on X, and just at Vin on mass.linuxgamecast.com, and I'm probably still the only Vin over on Blue Sky. I don't do the Facebook, so.
I'm Jordan. If you hold me down, I probably won't sprint.
Up, down, down.
Follow me on Mastodon at Frojo at mastodon.linuxgamecast.com, at Frojo at bsky.app, or at The Burning Fool on Twitter.
And you probably won't find me playing with the car jack for a while.
You've lost your car jack privileges.
I would have recorded that. Dude,
as it turns out, the car jack... surprisingly flexible because the bend on the screw on the inside was very pronounced.
Could have paid for your entire move with a YouTube video of that.
Car jack, baby.
But yeah, no, you can find me not doing any such dangerous things on Mastodon's unaccounted for at mass.linuxgamecast.com. It's much safer there.
There at that place. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare your sphincters. Time for some credits.
Ah, my sphincter! I wasn't ready. Well, we made it. We gotta thank the advisors. They are Omegas and Artherin. We got just Artherin now. We gotta thank our executive producers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ian, Eshep, Kraducky, the Targos, drummer Barbara M. Scott Mashod, Tomek and Mike, and our little Nicky fans, Tree Sloth, KC Closum, Empty, and Basil.
And the CMOS says Dancing Joe, John, Dirty Dean, Angel, Dementor, RL, Rider X Machina, Nemo, Veritanuda, Drudgy, and someone else. You're all truly wonderful. I can't get to all of you.
we see this in Zalgo text.
Kim, Chris, Stephen Jill.
Oh, they keep on coming, baby.
Gronk and Paolo, and Jack.
Yeah. Nick.
And S. Michelle.
Craig.
And Dr. Amish.
Martin.
Craig Christ.
Mir. Ryan.
And
Evandro.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wherever you are, get up to something fantastically freakish, like, butt plug game controllers, man. Don't send us pics, but let us know in the comments.
There was a Hearts of Iron 4 buttplug.io mod. Someone released that this week.
Where there's a will, there's a butt plug IO mod, dude. Like,
listen, this is the power of open source.
Dynafire, everybody. We'll see you next week.
At least it's not the power of open source.
5 dudes.